Hey, welcome back to more Higurashi. Last time, I guess we just are seeing the abyss now, as that very weird, disturbing scene popped up with a girl speaking about Keiichi, about Hinamizawa, about herself, seemingly what drove her to murder. And I was going to go back to listen more closely to see who it was, but then I decided not to, I guess to leave it more to its mystery. Because I have some ideas in mind. Because I was thinking, not Rika. The voice was kind of maybe too deep. I'm just kind of leaving that to what it is, right? Because even with that in mind, like as strange as I've found certain things with the kids just throughout the story, throughout the slice of life moments, as disarming as the game is, but at the same time how it very self-awarely does that. Of course, this made me think a lot about them and how things have affected them. Because of course I can't and I've made a point to say I don't blame them. You know, I don't think they are the ones who did for example killed the housewife the previous year, because we learned about Watanagashi, the tragedies that have been happening the past years, and hopefully the one that doesn't happen this year. But it's clearly affected them. Right, for a town like this, as small as it is, for as crazy as the things that have been happening in it, of course, it would be affected. And I'm very much, definitely more sympathetic to them now, knowing this much. Even what girl with Tomitaka, who actually, yeah, is voiced by the VA who voices Taiga. Shout out to you who mentioned it in a previous part. I can't take credit for recognizing the voice. It was pointed out to me, and I was like, oh, that must be her. Yeah, that's cool. And when she mentioned that there are even those among the youth who believe in Oyashiro's curse, right? So I'm thinking, oh, was that our club members? I think they do. I think Keiichi is correct to assume of why they didn't tell him, probably to protect him from knowing something so crazy. And even if he wasn't told, it would just mean another year going by if, hopefully nothing happens, because why would you want something awful like that to happen, right? They're definitely victims of what's been going on in terms of I'm sure mentally how they've been affected, or maybe even more closely than it seems. I mean, there's a lot of people who have been affected, like the guy who was pushed off, and then his wife, the priests with the unknown illness. Apparently the autopsy didn't reveal much strange beyond that, but it was, surely some of them are close maybe to the people who were affected and traumatized to that extent. I'm sure traumatized to whatever extent, if not just being around, if it's affected them personally. So it's very easy to see those possibilities and why they act certain ways, why they have maybe learned to lie how they have, to be kind of devious in kind of the playful competitive way they've been so far. But you see the dark undertone to that, and now it makes a lot more sense, right? So that's while it's disturbing, it is kind of, it's something that feels more understood to me, so it's not as I guess freaky in an unknown sense. But that's the thing, it still is as far as Oyashiro's curse, right? We learned about Oyashiro, the deity of Hinamizawa, the Watanagashi, everyone, so many people attending because they didn't, out of fear. We learned Keiichi's parents didn't go after all, which is if someone finds out that they didn't go and something happens to them, if the dude who murdered the housewife, if someone really tries to makes this tragedy happen, we're kind of getting some signs of maybe who the victim or victims might be, right? Keiichi being new to town also puts more eyes on his family as well. So it's man, this writing is really good. So shout out to Ryukichi, man. It's very still very much in the dark. Again, as much as I understand now, there's still so much, because is it a curse? Is it people capitalizing on these untimely coincidences and is going to try once again this year, like the guy the previous year who killed the woman? I don't know. It's very hard to say, but I guess we're gonna see what tragedies happen this year. If nothing happens, that would be great bait. But there's no way. So we'll see who, I guess, dies this year on the Watanagashi. But yeah, that's it so far. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you all very much for watching. Let's continue. We got some tips here. Hojo couples following incidents. Okay, terminal illness death of Shinto priest Furude, housewife murder, radio log. Oh man, so yeah, after everything we just talked about, let's dive right into these. Looks like we got a few tabloids and a radio log. So the past 3 years, these tragedies leading up to this year, and then whatever this radio log is. So yeah, let's see. The couple falling. From the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of XX at 2 p.m., office employee XXXX and his wife XXXX of Hinamizawa village in Shishibon Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of XXXX at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife XXXXX has yet to be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effects of Typhoon 3 from the previous day. It appeared a railing at the observatory that the XXs leaned on had broken, causing them to fall. The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration and if park maintenance was performed properly. The railing failed. Okay, that... You know, given how, like, Tomitaka kind of broke down the coincidences, like, the way that he did, there was still, like, some, like, missing some details there. But, you know, considering the police's investigations not really leading to anything more than what we already know and just things like that, learning that, or what they say, the railing being broken, because, of course, it just makes you think, like, are these really coincidences? Are these, like, was it just simple as the rail failing? And then, you know, with the wife, it's like... But okay, that's a little bit more that we know. Okay. I assume there's like a tips, like I have a thing with all my tips. I haven't gone to that yet, but I think I'd like to go through these things more in the future. I have my little memo pad notes here of Higurashi. I did the same thing with Persona 4. I called them my Personotes. I don't really have a clever name for this one. Nope, can't think of one. So I'm just gonna be writing stuff down here that I feel like I need to remember. I might go through all my tips again and add to my notes next time. Got them ready for this part though. Alright, next one, the priest. From the June 1981 edition. On the afternoon of XX around 10 p.m. in the X district of Hinamizawa village in Shishibon Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furude shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Okay, existing condition suddenly worsened, you know, that happens. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. So like Tomitaka said, you know, stressing over the festival. Also, after XXXX's death, his wife XXXX went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. That's the note we learned about as well, which was very convenient, but, you know. The police and local youth association continued the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message and the fact that the Onikakushi swamp is said to be bottomless, they have run into difficulties. That fucking swamp, man. What do you mean said to be bottomless? Can't you, like, check? Can't you, like... I guess not. I don't know, man. I guess they only go so far. Or can go so far. Man, this sucks. God damn, because then it just ends there. But okay, we learned a little bit more. But like they said, a pre-existing condition, he was stressing over the festival, like that all makes sense. Yeah, this is all stuff that we know. A little bit more details regarding, I guess, certain things, but yeah. Housewife murder, next one. Like Hanekawa, we only know what we know. It wasn't reported in the newspaper. Wow. That's crazy. It didn't even get a report. The housewife murder wasn't reported? They don't want this to be like a known thing with Hinamizawa. Which makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, dude, this is another, like, village secret, right? Even Keiichi had to, like, be told by Tomitake, who, as much as he comes, I guess, was able to be, like, trusted or know these things. I mean, I guess the question is, who told Tomitake? maybe Mion, but either way, Tomitaka was the best one to tell Keiichi, because yeah, he would have never known, like Keiichi would have never found a report on this or anything, like in the newspaper, nothing. Like, it would make sense for them not to know, but at the same time, it's like, for them to not want people to know, but that's fucked up, of course, you know? Jesus, man. Possibly like some deliberate, like, media control, maybe specifically from certain people. I mean, of course, but you know. God, that's so dirty. And if something happens again this year, you know it's not going to be reported. It's going to be another secret in Hinamizawa, along with however many secrets they already have. Who knows, man? Because there's more to these things beyond the details that we know. Okay, so this is from the city that's close by there, police. I believe, yeah. Okinomiya.
3号です。感度良好。
Uishi. Unit 3, okay.
はい、3号了解。
それから回転灯はつけないでお願いします。静かで願います。
今、先生が到着しました。運びたいそうですがどうしますか
Oh. So is this a radio log from, because there was no report, are we seeing instead the police handling of her murder? I assume when this is happening?
どうぞ。
Obviously talking about a body, so it must be her.
了解しました。先生に任せてください。
はい、了解です。ああ、応援も到着しました。先に写真撮らせた方がいいんじゃないですか。外車、もう無駄だと思いますし。
I mean, hopefully this is not from this year. Holy fuck. Oh god. So you don't even get confirmation. That could be from this year. It's at night. Like, this could be like happening right now. We just came home and went to bed. Like, dude. And police, of course, were around. Because... oh, man. I don't like the anxiety this game gives, man. It's way too good at that. But either way, yeah. Vic's done for. So... I mean, considering this is from each year, maybe this is this year's radio log. Fuck, man. And I'm looking where it is, like... could it be like when Rena, when she was walking home? Like... god damn it. Continue. Next day. There's Mion. Oh, just another day. After Watanagashi. God damn it, my bottle cap fell. Well, time to take a sip. Alright, who died? Give it to me. Come on. Don't do this cheery bullshit. Somebody's gonna be missing. They're gonna say like, oh, Rena didn't come to school today. You know, she must have stayed home. You're gonna do that bullshit. I already know.
ケイちゃん、昨日はお疲れ様。
ミヨンこそお疲れさんな。昨日は楽しかったぜ。
Oh, okay, thank goodness.
ケイチくん、本当にありがとね。
Thank goodness, Rena's okay, okay. Rika? Satoko? Oh, yeah.
気に入ってもらえて嬉しいぜ。裁縫針とか刺したりするのに使うなよ。
しないよ、そんなこと。
I'm sure nothing happens. I really hope so. That'll be the greatest bait of all time, but... Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom, but the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. I know this is a prank, but... could be worse. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water, yeah. And unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it.
朝から雑巾がけとは熱心でございますわね。
You little shit. Oh god. Clomp, 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 whip, whiff.
ケイチさんがデコピンした。
What you get?
今度は
Okay, there's Rika.
凶悪な罠を仕掛けなさいですよ。
So the kids are all right. Okay. So, oh my god. I hated before, like, the scenes have always been fun, slice of life, whatever, like, sure, that's fine. This is the worst it's ever been. So we know the truth now, or we know some truth now, enough of truth now. And now it's just like, stop it. Seeing that, Ren began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there, nothing felt out of place. Wait, Mion swooned. Oh, Rena swooned. Okay. Yeah, nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. It feels that way. But,
どうしたのケイチ君。
not for me, sir.
ひょっとして寝不足かなかな。
バッチリ爆睡したよ。なんなら授業中にも実演するぜ。
ダメだよそんなの。
Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats. Oh, hey.
皆さん、おはようございます。
Teacher's cute. She looks like a CL, so you already know.
昨日はお祭りでしたね。最後まで後片付けに参加した人たちは本当にお疲れ様でした。
Teach me, CL sensei. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh wait, no, it's... Oh my god, Tomitaka, is he okay? You remember what he said? Oh yeah, looks like I was dead last. It's gonna be dead as fuck. We're gonna find out. My god. Because he's the perfect one to die. He's like... Like, it would have to be him. Oh my god.
さて、この時期にはお祭りの取材で遠くから雑誌なんかの取材の方が見えたりします。
I guess no one told them last year in the interviews about what happened to that woman. That's not cool. I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed a different tone in her voice and started paying attention. Oh.
皆さんが取材を受けることがあるかもしれませんが、曖昧なことやいい加減なことは言わないように。いいですね。
I don't like that, but yeah, I understand. In unison, everyone replied, yes, ma'am. What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. Yeah, again, I understand why they wouldn't want to tell people, but it's fucked up. When something actually does happen. She was saying, don't spout stupid shit you think is funny. And now I was one of ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. Oh yeah, they're in it together. You know, this is the village. They gotta hold it together. The Onikakushi Guardians. They once called themselves. That unity. But then I don't like that they use the name of the fucking swamp. Like, that's so coded. So weird. Keiji's gonna find out. Like I said, the abyss. I'm ready, man. Rip this band-aid off. I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing Yeah, that wasn't happening. Another game?
今日は本格派の推理ゲームでいこう。
Uh-oh. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now, but... Fuck, man.
こんなのはどうかな。
お、海外もののゲームか。面白そうだな。
Oh, is it Clue? Are they playing Clue? Oh, God.
説明書も英語ですけどね。ルールはそう難しくはありませんのよ。
I swear, if it's Clue...
負けないからね。
What year did Clue come out?
僕はこのゲーム苦手じゃないですよ。
It seemed that Rena didn't handle this kind of game very well.
ルールはね、事件の犯人、
Yeah, it's
凶器、
Clue.
あと
Holy
犯行
shit.
現場の3つを当てられた人が勝ち。
I fucking knew it. I mean, what other famous deduction game would it be? Board game anyway, you know? Damn, man. Beal, you better stop it. There were 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. It's a very fun game, though. From what I remember, anyway. I can see that the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as well.
凶器のカードにもいろいろ種類があるな。斧やらナイフやら毒物やら。犯行現場のカードも渋いぞ。
Yeah, it's a fun game.
リビングやら書斎やら中庭やら。
つまりね、
Colonel Mustard and all that.
これらのカードが1枚ずつ抜かれるの。それが正解のカードで、残ったカードはシャッフルしてみんなで等分。互いに手持ちのカードを質問し合って、抜かれた正解のカードが何かを探るわけ。
Ah, I see. So the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators.
それで答えが分かったら挙手。ゲームを終了して答えが正しいかを確認。正解なら勝ちで1ポイント、外れていればマイナス1ポイント。正解してもしなくてもゲーム終了だから、カードは集めて仕切り直しってわけ。
やってみればわかるでございますわ。
I don't remember if these are the same rules, so maybe I'm wrong, but you know.
結構頭を使うでございますわよ。メモを取りながらじゃないと混乱しますです。
I'm on it. I got my notes right here.
あとはやって覚えるさ。で、ミオン。今回の罰ゲームは何だ？
Here we go. Everyone directed their attention to Mion.
そうだね。じゃあ昨日の疲れも多少あるだろうから、今日はソフトに。使いっ走りの刑はどう？
I'd go for A.
みんなからお使いを頼まれて、それを買いに走るってわけ。
Alright. It's not
つ
too
ま
bad.
りジュースとかお菓子とかを買いに行かされるんだね。
I guess you gotta spend your own money, so don't want to do that. These
今
gluttons.
日の罰ゲームは簡単そうな気がしますです。
I wonder, is it really?
やはりケイイチさんもそう思いますですの？
What is he thinking? I don't know.
ああ、何を買いに行かされるかわからないからな。
Oh, true. I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. The classics. The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. Oh, game music. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out, so that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards. Who's the
じ
imposter?
ゃあ1番は部長の私から行くよ。ミオン、ナイフ、書斎。
This shit better not be foreshadowing. You pick one suspect weapon and murder scene and ask the other players. If you have any of those cards, then you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have.
あ、俺持ってるぜ。
レナもあるよ。僕も持ってますです。
Oh, wow. You each have one of those. Okay.
完全な同志ですわね。
Okay. 3 people answered when she asked if they had Mion, Knife, and Study. So that means that Mion and Knife and Study are all in the clear. Got to jot that down. I'll let Keiichi do the work for me this time.
じゃあレナはね、レナ、オノ、ラウンジだよ。
Rena Axe Lounge. Okay. Only 2 people said they had one? So it means out of Rena Axe and Lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime? No, wait, even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards.
じゃあ次はケイちゃんだね。どうぞ。
待ってくれよ。まだ整理中。
Yeah, it's pretty hard to figure out from just that one, but you gotta put it all together. Every single piece. The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough. Yeah, one round isn't enough to figure shit out. You gotta remember everything.
よっしゃ犯人確定
Oh?
何も
Excuse me. Here I am spinning around in circles, and Mion just now raises her hand.
犯人はリカちゃん
Oh,
凶器は毒物で犯行現場は医務室
Jesus.
どう
Mion drew the cards from the box, and we checked to see if her deduction was right.
正解だね
Oh, shit.
あと一手だったですのに
Damn.
毒物かピストルかわからなかったでございますピストルなんか使わないです
I'd never use a pistol.
毒物でじわりじわりがいいのです
Why is Rika so creepy? These kids have been so tainted by this village, man. God damn it. But Mion, very good at deduction. He probably knows what's really going on in the village as well with all these incidents. Even more than the details that are like out there. Even more so with the one that wasn't reported. Like, what the fuck? Rika-chan said such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Rena and I were left out in the cold, though.
ケイチ君はどうだったかなレナは全然
Feel you?
安心しろ俺もさっぱりだ
二人とも何自信ないこと言ってんだか二人仲良くビリになっちゃうよ
Uh-oh. That's even worse. Going off buying something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Manual?
ケイチはこのゲーム苦手そうな顔してますです
な全然そんなことはないぞ次でシャーロック前原の実力を見せてやる
Sherlock Maibara. Alright, buddy.
あらそれはいいですわね
How's he gonna figure this out?
徹底的に叩きのめして差し上げますわ
After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. Okay. Very good at social deduction, Mion is, said Yoda. A level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Okay. Eureka!
あごめんちょっとトイレ行ってくるな
What? What you about to
ゆ
do?
っくりブリブリしておいで
Nice.
みーちゃんそれ下品
I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. Alright, what you gonna do? The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Renan made her way over towards me.
ケイチ君ひょっとしてレナのこと呼んだ
ああ読んだ
Alright, is he gonna team up with her to win? As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Rena. I'm glad it worked out. Okay, slick.
時間の無駄なので単刀直入に行くレナお前の今日のゲームの過去の戦績は
She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth. She's probably lost every time, right?
う
Yeah.
ん全敗だよどうしてそんなこと聞くんだろう
I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing.
このままでいくと俺もそうなる
Yeah, so y'all gotta team up. It's dirty, it's cheating, but anything goes as long as you're not caught, right? They've already established that.
今日のゲームは大逆転の秘策が思いつかない
じゃあ今日の罰ゲームはケイチ君と一緒なのかな
おいおい早くも負けを受け入れるなよ勝ちに行こうぜ俺たちで
でもどうやって
Dude, the sprite close-ups in this part of the game, goodness. I brought my lips up to Rena's ear. Whisper, 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 whisper.
そんなのありなのかな
Of course, we don't get to find out till it happens.
忘れたのかレナ快速第2条だぞ 勝つために全ての努力をしよう。
Everything, by any means.
頑張るよ。
The plan of attack was a quite rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. Ooh, okay. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. I'd be so scared to cheat in front of not only just Mion, Mion's enough, but in front of Rika and Satoko as well, like, that's so risky. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less, but who knows what tactics they're using. I mean, Keiichi sees that Mion is like reading them, but maybe she might be doing something. She might be collaborating as well, who knows? By any means.
この作戦なら他の連中よりも確実なリードを持って開始できる。
これなら今度こそ勝てそうだよ。
We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Rena was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you.
じゃあ早
Don't
速
like
戻
it.
ろうよ。二人で組んでみんなをあっと言わせちゃおう。
おいおい、二人で一緒に戻っちゃ意味ないだろ
Yeah, I can't do that.
う。いかにも打ち合わせしてきましたって感じだぞ。
あ、ごめん。じゃあどうしよう。
Keiichi should go back first, then Rena a little bit later.
レナは先に戻れ。俺は洗面所で顔でも洗ってのんびりしてから戻る。
I don't know. I feel like since he left first, he should come back first, but I guess if, yeah, he needed to take some time to himself, Rena wouldn't take as much time. Whatever, as long as they come separately.
わかったね。
Rena turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. I just wish one of them was just like at the window of the door, just watching the whole time. Well, they'd figure it out sooner or later, because both Rena and I would start winning over and over again. Both Rena and I will have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. That's ideal. Excellent. Not bad at all. Oh. Hello, Chie. Not Seo.
ちょっといいですか？
Okay. Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things were just getting good.
何ですか？今ちょっと大事な。
前原くんにお客さんがいらしてますよ。
Oh?
昇降口へ行ってください。
Is it Tomitake?
お客さん？
Ogyaku-san.
俺別にお店なんか開いてないし。
待たせていますよ。早く行ってきなさい。
Right before my big match was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. Yeah, I'm very interested. It must be Tomitake, right? Hopefully he's not dead. Right? I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. But yo, like I was saying last time, dude, they wrote all their names on Tomitake. Imagine if he's the one who died, and the police came to see them. Oh my god, okay. So I hope it's Tomitake, okay. The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. Oh my god. Yeah, so that radio log was definitely from this year. Someone definitely died. This is... I bet this is, what was his name? Started with 2 O's, but that cop from Unit 3. Yeah, he came to talk to him. God damn it. God damn it. Waiting there looking uncomfortably warm was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm.
前原さんですか？前原圭一さん。
Yes, sir. There was no question that he wasn't a resident of the Hinamizawa, and that this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged men. Speaking of him, oh my god.
そうですよ。どちら様ですか？
私の車エアコンが効いてますから、そっちでお話ししましょう。
Just show your police badge, man.
ここ暑くありません？
Undercover. The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car parked under the gate and began walking. Near the gate, excuse me. You've got to be kidding me. I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get in his car with him? So I was saying, show the badge so you don't come off as a weirdo.
だって食いやしません。どうぞどうぞ。
Unless this is not a cop, I don't know. It has to be. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. Oh yes. Keiichi with his good instincts. But I guess that's not hard to tell. The inside of this car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. That sounds like hell. Oh my goodness. I guess, yeah, maybe with cars back then, it wasn't really the standard. Terrible.
冷えすぎだったら言ってくださいよ。私ガンガンに冷やしちゃうたちですから。
で、俺に何の用ですか？
Dude, their names were on his shirt, dude. It has to be. Why else would he be talking to Keiichi? The names. Dude. Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. It's of Tomitake. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy.
この男性のことでご存知のことがあったら教えてください。
R.I.P. my boy, man. I knew it. He was too cool. He told us too much information. Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at the DMV. Wait, okay. It's not him?
シャツにマジックで落書きがありましたね。
Oh my god, okay. Holy fuck. So an old picture. From when he got his license, I guess.
前原さんをはじめクラスメイト何人かの署名入りでした。
Dude.
え？これ、富武さん？
Watanagashi. There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face.
では、こちらの女性はわかりますか？
Wait, woman. Oh, wait, she died too? Girl who was with him? Yeah, they were together, so even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was.
名前は知りませんけど、ゆうべ富武さんと一緒にいた女の人です。
A creepy-ass girl he was with? Dude. I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa. Roll that
この
flash.
二人に最後に会ったのはいつですか？
渡流しのお祭りの晩、一緒に話をしました。二人とも仲良さそうでしたよ。
何か気になったこととかありませんか？何でも結構です。話してください。
He's being vague, trying to get some information before dropping the bomb, I guess. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. Yeah, you get it now.
富武さんたちに何かあったんですか？
Cutting straight to the heart. There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no certain, that this guy was a cop. And why? Why was he asking about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again. I have the fan on pretty hard in my room, so it's kind of adding to the feel.
前原さんはまだこちらに越されてきたばかりですよね。
Very cold.
ご存知ですかな？例のお社様の話は。
Oh, my heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. It probably showed on my face.
全く知らない？知らないんなら結構なんですがね。
まあ、聞いたことくらいは。
Yashiro-sama.
富武さんに教えてもらったんですけど。
どの辺までご存知ですか？
The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. Tomitake and the girl were this year's. What the fuck? The lady who was beaten to death. The incidents that always happened the day of the Watanagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitaka-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather I didn't want to think there was anything more than that, of course. He needed that reassurance by the end. He needed to be grounded. Of course, but...
前原さんはそのタタリとかを信じていますか？率直なところで結構です。
信じてません。
My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling. It makes sense. Makes sense.
本当に？
I wouldn't want to believe it either.
ならよかったです。やっぱり前原さんは都会育ちですね。
Okay, he, of course, feels the same way.
信じてなかったら何なんですか？俺、仲間を待たせてるんで、あまり時間取れないんですけど。
その写真の男性は昨晩、お亡くなりになりました。
Dude, oh my god. The color shift. You can just see the moment Keiichi just immediately just reality fucking crashed. Oh my god. My mind went blank. Huh? What happened to
よ
Tomitaka-san?
りにもよってね、つまり、綿流しの当日、前原さんにはどういう意味があるのか、わかりますよね。
Yes.
意味って、意味なんか。
Not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi. Meaning, this year, the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once again.
富武二郎さんがお亡くなりになられたことはまだ内緒です。
R.I.P. Jiro, man. Yeah, confidential. Probably won't be in the fucking paper again, huh?
どうしてかは、なんとなくお分かりになりますよね。
I didn't want to understand why.
教えてください。一体、何があったんですか？
得意なんですよ。
Okay, yeah, let's see. Oh god, this song.
ひなみ沢の方にはちょっと刺激の強い。
It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I'm not sure I want to know, but I do. Like, what did the death look like? What happened? I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest. Understandably.
第一発見は祭りの警備を終えて期間中のうちのワゴンでした。時刻は24時5分前。
Yep, exact same CG from the radio log. And of course, yep, it's his voice. He's Unit 3.
場所は、町へ出る道路がちょうど舗装道路に変わるところ、坂を下り切ったあたりに、あそこの路肩でした。
There were few streetlights on that road. Its pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitaka-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitaka-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt.
みんな初めはひき逃げされたものだと思っていました。ですが、意識を確かめるために近づいた警官はすぐに異常に気づきました。
Okay.
喉がね、引き裂かれていたんですよ。
ナイフとか？
Yeah, when he says ripped, that doesn't sound like a knife, but... Yeah.
爪でした。
Nails! Holy fuck. Nails? It's in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through?
検視の結果、それも自分の爪で
What?
ということが判明しました。
The fuck?
それってどういうことですか？
Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was suicide. Tomitaka-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat as hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitaka-san didn't stop. He continued clawing, with enough intensity that could have peeled off his nails. Still clawing. Still clawing. Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage, he continued clawing. Splurt. Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony.
薬物を疑いましたが、そういう類のものは検出できませんでした。
But this was a suicide? I've never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. This wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitaka-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. I really don't want to believe it's a curse. I really want there to be like someone to blame, someone trying to perpetuate this shit, someone who would torture Tomitaka-san with some knowledge or something that would make him do that to himself, like, because if you assign that blame to like a curse of a god's like wrath, that's someone not believing in it, it's such a thing, you know? And what like justice is there? What do you even do? You just accept that? You just, for him to do that to himself, it's like, yeah, that definitely like most would fit the bill of like, cause why would he like go that far? Cause yeah, like Keiichi said, it's one thing to like, even do that to yourself is crazy, to make yourself bleed, but to rip completely through your own throat, up to the arteries, to die in like such agony, like why? Like, if not a curse, why? What would torture his mind so that he would have to do that to himself at that moment? But yeah, we gotta hear about the girl. I bet he's gonna talk about the woman now. So let's see.
体内分泌物、発汗、脱毛等から、
Yeah.
富武さんはお亡くなりになる直前、
He would have to be.
興奮状態だったようなのです。
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, he would have to be. What would torture him so much to be in hysteria that he would do that to himself? That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat. Yeah, of course.
手の傷と付近に落ちていた角材が一致しました。
What?
周囲の木やガードレールに叩いた後、
Strange.
周囲に散乱する富武さんの血痕。つまりですね。
Meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
体からは本人によらない外傷がいくつか発見されました。
Not self-inflicted.
富武さんは何者かに暴行を受けた可能性があるということです。
Okay, that's something.
外傷の部位から見て複数犯の可能性
Multiple.
もあります。
Oh my god. Multiple. Don't do this to me. You know exactly what I'm thinking. Don't do this. To summarize, Tomitaka-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then, he died.
死亡推定時刻は21時から23時頃のようです。つまり、お祭りで前原さんが富武さんとお話しして、別れてからすぐの出来事なんですよ。
Right after that scene, right after when everyone went home. So what about the woman? He hasn't mentioned her yet, but he mentioned her like earlier. Dude, you know exactly what the fuck I'm thinking. I don't even have to say it. You know exactly what I'm thinking. Going back what I said to the beginning of this video about me not blaming the kids for being fucked up for the reason they're fucked up. But these kids are obviously fucked up. I won't blame the reason why, or why they are how they are, but they are how they are. I can't prove that it was them who did this to him. I can't prove it. I don't want to believe that little Rika, that little Satoko, and Mion, and even maybe like, no, Rena went with Keiichi. But I don't want to believe that them, like to a grown man too. Like what am I thinking? Like, look at this ridiculous thought I'm having. Like, what, two tiny girls and Mion? Like sure, Mion could be dangerous. Like Mion's like, she's almost an adult. If even that, but you know what I mean. She's much older. She's like the leader. She could influence like the younger girls, and she has clearly. But look at what I'm thinking. That's what am I even thinking? Like, I shouldn't assume that. But that's immediately what pops into my head. I don't know, man. This is so weird. But I don't doubt Mion's ability and their ability to fuck with his head, right? And you know what? He wouldn't fight back. He wouldn't try to fight back. I mean, they said he grabbed the lumber and he tried to. But he was in hysteria. Like, because imagine, that would put him in hysteria. Imagine if they approached him and tried to do what they did to him. Like, torture him mentally to the point that he would do that to himself, or like assault. No, he had injury, so they did assault him. Whoever did it. Again, I don't want to blame the girls. But like the woman mentioning that even the young believe in Oyashiro's curse, some of the young, I feel like even that was a hint. They got punished for telling Keiichi. They might have even overheard them, like, or knew that they told Keiichi these things. Maybe it's, I don't know, man. I really don't want to believe that. I really don't want to believe that. I really don't. Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her?
行方不明です。
Missing. Just like the woman from the second year.
出勤もしていませんし、昨べは自宅にも帰っていません。
Oh yeah, she done. She is gone.
事件に巻き込まれた可能性が極めて高いようです。
It's right to suspect her as well, though. But the fact that he said like multiple assailants, that's what's throwing me off. If he just said it looked as if he was assaulted. Like, okay, like I would just probably suspect her. Like, you know, who knows? But she's got to be a victim too, man. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. I mean, yeah. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short. But we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us.
我々もあらゆる面から捜査を進めますが、村人たちはお社様のたたりの話になると、とにかく口が重くなる。
That's the thing, the police can't get anywhere. These villagers are ride or die for these secrets. Onikakushi guardians. The guardians of the fucking hell swamp, you know? That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me exactly. It took another outsider for Keiichi to know.
だから俺なんですか？俺がひなみ沢の人間じゃないから。
That would make sense. I should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me.
このままでは、富武二郎さんはお社様のたたりで死んだことになってしまいます。
It would just be like, oh, yeah, must be the curse. He turned away from me and gazed far off into the distance. Like that fear, like what else can they believe, you know?
綿流しの晩、神聖な儀式の時、無神経にカメラをバシャバシャやってたものだから、お社様の怒りに触れた。
Yep, that's all they're going to say.
そういう話になってしまうんですよ。
Exactly, that's all they're going to say, and that there's going to be no justice. That's the thing, not all of them have to be deliberate, like the illness for the Shinto priest. Sure, coincidence. The first dismemberment, sure, coincidence. But now it's a trend. Now it's happening. Now it's a thing. Everyone's been affected by this point. Now it's being made to happen. And now, like, I hope Keiichi, like, for the sake of Tomitake, at the very least, figures out what's going on and gets to the bottom of this shit and, like, finds some justice. That's what I want, man. That's what I fucking want.
富武さんにお社様の罰が当たるわけがない。
Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, and a cowardly group, no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse. Dude, I love Keiichi.
私もそう思います。罰もたたりもあるわけがない。
The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh.
つまり、そういうことですよ、前原さん。たたりを信じていないひなみ沢の方の協力が不可欠なのです。わかりますね。
Yeah. Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses, but with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year, which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. I'm with you, dude. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama.
でも俺に協力できることなんか何もないですよ。あの晩のことは何も知らないし。
Yeah, I mean, what can he do? That's the most frustrating part. I'm so with Keiichi.
いえいえ、何か気になるものを見たり聞いたりしたら教えてくださればいいんです。
If I see or hear, he was talking in the future tense.
物でも人でも噂でも
Okay.
何でも結構です。不確かなもので構いませんから。
Anything, right?
これ、私の電話番号です。不在でしたら出たものに伝言してくだされば結構です。
You got it, dude. You got it. God, now I'm thinking, what if it's the cops, you know? No, stop it. But maybe, dude, I don't know. But sure, I trust this guy, sure. Yeah. Because they would want anything. Because, like you said, they can't get anything from the villagers. It's just, oh, it's the curse. He must have pissed them off with his pictures. That's it. So frustrating. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, and whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter. Ooh. True.
富武さんの無念を晴らすためにどうか
Oh my
ご
god.
協力をお願いしたいのです。
You are asking a lot of this kid, man. I guess it's his decision, but fuck, man. That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I feel you. I fucking, yeah. Yeah. Snatch up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face.
今日ここでした話はすべて内緒です。
Yeah.
絶対に他言無用でお願いします。
We're undercover now, man. Oh boy.
わかりました。
お友達にも内緒です。
Yes, especially them.
特に園崎さんや古出さんには絶対に知られないようにしてください。
Bro. He said specifically, can you elaborate? I knew Mion for sure, but yo, you gotta elaborate, bro.
園崎って
Yeah.
ミオンのことか？なんでだよ。事件に関係あるっていうのかよ。
With my friends' names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry, understandably, but yo. Oh, this is so good.
捜査上の都合ということなんです。
Okay.
煙に巻くなよ。ミオンは俺の大切な仲間だぞ。
I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be offended.
言ってもいいですが、気を悪くしないでくださいね。
Dude, I feel so vindicated. Because this might confirm that some of them might be closer to the situation than I think, as in to the incidents that have already happened. It would make sense. It's a small village. The probability is high. Again, I don't blame the kids. Unless they kill Tomitake, that would be ridiculous, but it's just so at the forefront of my mind. But until that's confirmed, whatever. Until that's confirmed, and I can't blame them for that. I don't blame them for being fucked up. But I feel so vindicated right now because they clearly are. It would be. But yo, please.
言えよ
Yeah, please. I would have been so pissed if Keiichi was like, I don't want to know. He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit.
ひなみ沢で起こった一連の事件は
Bro.
裏ぐるみで引き起こされている可能性があるのです。
Okay, tell me.
そんなことあるわけないじゃないか
Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
証拠はありません。しかも過去の事件はここに解決し、いずれの犯人も村とは直接関係ありませんでしたし。
But... Oh my god.
じゃあどう考えたら
Yeah.
そんな考えに至るんだよ
Lay it on me, dude. Tell me.
毎年綿流しの日に村の旧敵が死ぬ。
Sure, yeah.
それだけで十分に疑える
Yes,
と思いま
of
せんか。
course. Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa?
はじめはダム工事の監督、そして次にダムを誘致した村人。村の旧敵は次々に開始しました。
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, so vindicating.
家庭はともかく結果はそうなのです。
Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off. Yes.
じゃあ次に死んだ神主やその次に死んだ主婦はどうです別に村の敵だったわけじゃない
神主はダム騒動当時リーダーシップを期待されながらも積極的な働きがなかったため一部の村人から失望反感を買っていました。
反感があったにしたって別に村に害を与えたわけじゃないだろうその次の主婦なんかどうだよ
Yeah, like... So because he wasn't proactive during the damn dispute thing? I guess, yeah, that adds to it, man. Some of them had ill will towards him, so... Did they, like, manufacture, like, scenario, like, close to Watanagashi that would cause him more stress? Like, more things to handle that would cause him stress? Like, were they really trying to induce that? Like, they knew what it would do to his, like, pre-existing condition? On top of that? That's so fucked up. Because, yeah, that was the one wrenching it, right? The fucking, like, mysterious illness and, like, sure, you know, it's like, that's coincidence. And that threw a wrench in it. But, yo, that's something. Dude.
誘致した男の弟夫婦だったってだけの理由だろうもっと殺される理由が薄いじゃないか
Right, and we learned that as well. Wife of the brother of that first supporter who fell.
そして富武さんに至ってはどうだよ
And then Tomitake.
ダム工事とは関係すらないじゃないかただよそ者だってだけの理由だぞ
In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much lower. Right. Yeah, they said that before as well, when he was talking to Tomitake.
それがね怖いんですよ。徐々に希薄になっていくのが。
See, I'm gonna have to update my notes after this with the specifics of the incidents because I've already messed up some details there. But it's good. I got corrected. Yeah, the bar is getting lower. That's very scary.
何がだよ
つまり村の敵でなくよそ者だというだけの理由で犠牲になりつつあるんですよ。
Keiichi, yes. Should be concerned for yourself and your family for next year.
じゃあ来年の被害者は村のよそ者から選ばれるっていうのか
Yeah.
あるいは引っ越してきたばかりの人かもしれません。
That's an awful way to say it, but yeah, that's what he's trying to tell you.
それってどういう
Oh my god. Swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who could be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then, the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was going to be me?
でもそれとミオンとどう関係があ
Oh
るん
yeah,
だ
let's get back to that. What the fuck? Dude, oh my god, this is so much. I love it though. I fucking love this. Oh my god. You gotta get out of here, bro. I wish he would have talked about this with him and his family. But I guess, man, if he tells them too, there's like a risk that they tell the other villagers and then they really puts a target on them. Like, he's really putting his trust in Keiichi right now. But dude, this is such a big burden for Keiichi, man. Cause like, what is he supposed to do? Like, what is he supposed to do? Like, the best case scenario is they leave. But can they truly leave? Is this like it? Like, I don't know.
詳しくは申し上げられませんが、園崎さん一家は
Oh.
ダム騒動時の抵抗運動の旗頭だったんです。
Interesting. Mion's family led the damn protests.
それも過激なね。
Fervently.
例えば園崎ミオンさんについても同様です。
Ooh. Okay.
抵抗運動時、いくつかの軽犯罪と公務執行妨害で補導歴があります。
Super activist. I mean, it's great that they went so hard for their village. I mean, that itself is not a problem. But yeah, it does point. I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protest, though. Then, well, what did it all mean?
ミオンの一家が一連の事件に関係しているとでも言うのかよ。
Dude.
そうまでは言いません。もしもそうだったら、一番確率が高い。
Yeah.
それだけのことなんです。
And Mion would be caught up in it, of course. She's part of the family. She would be molded to that. As would the other kids. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
誰が一体どれだけ関わっているのか、全くわかりません。
I mean, to be fair, Keiichi, he's telling you a fucking lot. Either way. I mean, again, he doesn't really have any evidence, but he's got that investigator suspicion. They just need the proof.
だからこそ、村人に口外してほしくないのです。
That'd be very dangerous. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough.
じゃあ、こう考えましょう。たたりを盲信する村人の皆さんに心配させたくないからないし。
That too?
そういうことでどうです？
Sure. What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend, yeah. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with the curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly.
みんなが俺に心配させないために内緒にしてくれたように、
Right.
今度は俺がみんなに心配させないために内緒にする番ってことなのか。
That is a fine way to think about it. I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. A lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was, but it couldn't be helped.
わかりました。俺だけの秘密にします。それでいいですよね。名前。
沖宮署の大石です。
大石。Yep.
なんなら、クラちゃんでもいいですよ。
Kura-chan.
あ、いや、大石さんでいいです。
Yeah, I'll just call him Oishi. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch.
時間を取らせすぎました。お友達を待たせていますよね。もう戻った方がいいでしょう。
God damn. Oh shit, dude. Oh shit. The abyss. It's getting closer and closer, man. just looking at it. But when it looks back, then Keiichi's in trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Mion gets a whiff that Keiichi is like trying to figure shit out, then it's gonna be a problem, dude. Again, I don't want to blame her. I don't want to blame them. But Mion is, of course, the one I look at the most. And knowing that her family was so fervent with the protests, and she herself, like, even obstructed, the public workers of the dam and had some misdemeanors, like, whatever. Like, it's great. Like, I'm not saying breaking the law makes them bad. Like, they were fighting for their village, for it to stay here. And they did it by any means. Rule number 2. By any means, they saved the town. Maybe even a dismemberment. In that sense. So look, again, if that is the case, like the suspicion, like the conspiracy is, then that's what it is, but we don't know. But that is, oh my god. Oh my god. He said Furude too, dude. That is, because that's fucking with me a lot, and I don't know what to think of that. Like, and if Mion's family, again, being at the forefront of the protests and so fervently, they're probably the founders of the Onikakushi Guardians. And I've been thinking that's such a coded name this whole time, given the naming of the swamp and even what they said happened to the main suspect. Swamp to Hell, the bottomless swamp to Hell. Like, that is so, like, they're the guardians of the Onikakushi. God, man. It's right there, but we don't know for sure yet. I'm like 90% sure this is like that. Yeah, that's it. But there's more to it, man. Fuck, man. Tomitake, but yo, for Tomitake, gotta figure it out. Keiichi, I love Keiichi because he understandably feels like Keiichi's a good protagonist because it's so easy to put yourself in his shoes, like the way he reacts to things. At least for me, it feels that way. Like, because I feel like I would act the same way. I'd be so like troubled by this, I'd be fucked up by it. I'd want to do something like for my friend that I just lost. Like, what? Like, no, I'm not saying it's just a curse. Like, no, someone did this shit. And especially even more like after he learned all this stuff, like, nah, we gotta figure it out. But yeah, Keiichi is very much alone now in this sense. With Tomitake gone, Keiichi is really alone. I don't know who you can trust, if anyone. Honestly. But whatever. Let's move on. The door opened with a click and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. Wow. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. That is wow.
お友達を疑えと言ったわけではありませんからね。誤解しないでくださいよ。
I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving.
前原さんが何も見つけず、聞きもしなかったとしても、それで十分なのです。それは村が関わっていないという証拠になるのですから。
Sure, yeah, that would be fine.
見たり聞いたりしたら連絡しますけど、俺は探偵じゃないですからね。変な期待しないでくださいよ。
Yeah, it's a lot. He's still a kid, man. It's a huge burden, man. Huge burden.
しませんしません。探偵になんかならなくていいですよ。今までのように自然に生活してください。その中で見聞きしたことを教えてくだされば結構なんです。
I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow.
またお会いしましょう。さようなら、前原君。
I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I really hope they weren't watching him from the window or something like, there's Keiichi talking to a cop. Interesting. Oh god. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was. To think that there was a possibility of a village conspiracy? Makes a lot of sense. Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan. I don't want to believe it either, dude. I can buy Mion the most, because I can see it, you know? But I really don't want to believe, like, Rena, especially Rena, Satoko, and Rika being roped into it as well. Like, it's attacked by multiple people. Even just what Rika's saying before now, like, I would never use a gun. Like, it's just, like, what? You know? God. It just recontextualizes everything, and it's so, God, man. It was a group that attacked Tomitaka-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? Oh, they're here. Just like the first killer, they're here. They are here. I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. Doesn't want to believe it. Of course. I wouldn't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, and I'm just playing the damn thing. This is like Mion, like, friends, like, of course he doesn't want to believe it. He's gonna stick with this denial until he sees hard proof. Understandably, but yeah. Oh. Wow, the timing for this clue game to walk in at this point. Huh? I was startled to hear Rena's voice. And the fact that she said Mion too, that is perfect. I really like Ryukishi's writing, by the way. I really like the way he writes. Or this is a good translation, I should say.
凶器はロープで、犯行現場はラウンジ。
Oh. Rena clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here. Wow.
ケイイチさん遅かったですわね。プンプンでございますのことよ。
ごめんごめん。ちょっと先生に職員室呼ばれてさ。
素行が悪くて怒られましたですか？かわいそかわいそです。
こっちも白熱してたしね。もういい時間だから次で最後のゲームにしよう。
Alright.
俺の今の持ち点って確か0点だろ。ビリ確定じゃないのかよ。
大丈夫だよケイイチくん。レナマイナス1点。
-1? How the hell? How the heck? Her score's lower than mine and I wasn't even playing.
罰ゲームはレナが一人でかケイちゃんと二人でかを決める最終戦。
冗談じゃねえぞ。罰ゲームはレナ一人でやってくれ。
ケイイチくんと二人で勝とうって約束したのにずっと待ってたんだよ。
そりゃ俺が悪いな。
Poor Rena. I can't even pretend to like enjoy this anymore. Like there's always been the dark undertone. I'm like, yeah, sure, why the hell not? Let's play a game, whatever. Yeah, this is cool, it's cute, whatever. Can't even like... It's yucky now. I followed my initial plan of showing Rena my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call.
わかったよ。犯人は私。凶器は毒物で、
Oh
犯
god.
行現場は
Don't
玄
stop.
関ホール。
Don't do this to me. This game just got so much worse.
どうかなどうかな。
She said Furude, man, and we didn't hear like why Furude as well. Man, don't do this to me, man.
おおレナ回答早いじゃん。また当てずっぽうじゃないの？お
レナの正解ですよ。
Oh shit. Amazing.
これでケイイチさんも罰ゲーム決定ですわね。やったー。ケイイチくん一緒に頑張ろうね。
一緒に頑張ろうな。
It's my fault, so I have no choice.
ではゲームセット。トップは私園崎美音。ビリは前原圭一と竜宮レナ。
Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty.
じゃあ使いっ走りの系のを買ってくるものはトップの私が決めようかね。
何を買いに行かされるんだろう太郎。
薬局は禁じ手にしような。図星太郎。
は？薬屋なんかに用ないよ。おじさんが買ってほしいものはね、このメモに書いてあるから。
Uh-oh.
いっぱい書いてあるよ。
A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy?
豆腐2丁、シャンプーとリンス、みりんに油揚げ。なんだこりゃ。
It's just a shopping list.
罰ゲームっていうより
Yeah.
お買い物に見えるでございますわね。今日のミーは勝つ気満々でしたです。
Just doing her shopping for her. Alright.
快速第7条
Rule 7.
罰ゲームの内容に逆らわない。はいお金。シャンプーはうち果物物語だからね、よろしく。
Fruit Fable.
これお前が頼まれたお使いだろう。
Promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. Oh man.